Jenny. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Joining you today for another AAA cards challenge. Today it's stars, and I just wanted to show you something a little different. So I've come up with this colour combo. I got it off an inspiration board from Pinterest and went through all my inks collections and decided to see if I could find anything that matched. I'll include the picture on my blog. And I just wanted to show you this. It's something I've been using for a while, which is the Paper Tray Ink desktop file. It's a collection of stamps that includes colour combos, sketch squares and circles, notes, and you basically die cut tabs out of cardstock or whatever you want and then stamp these on. And it's a great way of collecting, your colour combos, card sketches, whatever you want. It's pretty cool. I saw it on one of the online card classes, I forget which one, and I bought it and it's been awesome. It's really, really fun. So these are the inks I'm going to use. There's Hero Arts Shadow Inks in Navy and Lime Green, Paper Tray Inks Ripe Avocado, Mementos Bahama Blue, and the other colour was going to be Paper Tray Inks Vintage Cream, but I'm not using that. Instead I was going to use Vintage Cream cardstock. Didn't have that, but I do have Hero Arts layering cardstock from the Earth paper pack collection. The stamp I'm going to be using today is Simon Says Stamps Thanks, and I wanted to use all the sentiments, so I'm going to do some masking. So I've got Inkadinka masking paper, and I've die cut a star shape which will cover the entire front of the card. It means I won't get any ink where I don't want it to be. And for die cutting the star, I've used the Spellbinders Nesting Stars dies. It's the third largest, I think. So I just die cut that in the masking paper. That is exactly the size of the card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding card. And then I'm just going to stamp. I have not done this for a long time, and there's no rhyme or reason. I haven't planned this out. I'm kind of hoping for the best, and I'm just selecting the colours, picking the stamps from the set and putting some horizontal. I'm going to put some vertical. It doesn't matter if you can't see the entirety of the phrase. The whole point of this was to have fun and finally actually use my inks and stamps. So I think a lot of you might have noticed, if you follow my blog, that I have been using embossing paste quite a lot recently. I've been using embossing powder, die cutting, and I have not been doing that much stamping. So I just wanted to get back to it. Some of the stamping goes on slightly splotchy, but the Hero Arts Shadow Inks, they smooth out over time. And I'm gonna speed this up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. This is a really good idea for any sentiment stamp set, especially if there's some that are larger, some that are smaller. It means you get to use all of them. And I'm just dispersing the colours. I've got quite a lot of green there, not much blue. And then there was this very awkward space in the middle. I hadn't planned it, but there was a small heart stamp included in the stamp set, so I thought it's perfect to include that there. And then just to make sure that I get the definition of the star, I probably would do if I peeled it off now, but I wanted to make sure. I've got some distress ink and tumbled glass, and I'm just very, very, very lightly going round the star just to give an edge. So it'll define all the edges, and when it peels off you should be able to see the full star shape. But I don't want the distress ink to overpower the sentiments, so it's just going around the edge. And now for the grand reveal. I think Laura Basson says this is like Christmas, and it really is. It's always kind of teeth clenching time to make sure you didn't go under the mask, nothing slipped under. And this one was perfect. I was so happy that it worked out. And then I got ink on my finger, and for once I didn't actually smudge the front of the card, which is good because this is a very clean and simple card. any ink smudges I would have had to start again. And there we go. So I don't want to do too much more to the card, but whilst it has lots of sentiments on it, it does need a key focal sentiment. So the thanks stamp set from Simon Says Stamp also has this thanks die. So I die cut that out of the Die Cuts with a View glitter cardstock. I have tons of this stuff, it's fantastic, and I've used the dark blue colour. And when I popped it out, not all of the sections came out, as it were, and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I decided to leave it in. And then I just attached that to the front with my Zig 2-way glue pen with some small dots of glue, and then rested a acrylic block over the top of it just to make sure that it stuck on. It doesn't take very long. And I've actually managed to find my tweezers. I haven't had them, but you know when you put something down on your desk and then 1 second it's there, the next second it's not, and it's disappeared for months, and then suddenly it reappears again. Tweezers are back. Who knows? I don't know what happened to them. And then just as a final touch, I have the Holiday Shapes from Simon Says Stamp die. And I die cut these quite a lot just from anything, and usually have a go-to stash, but I really wanted them out of the blue cardstock. So I die cut the 2 smallest hearts and just attached those with the Zig 2-way glue pen. And then as a final touch, I added a glob of glossy accents to the heart that I'd stamped in the centre, and nothing more than that. Really simple, and that finishes the card. If you want to see the supplies I've used, you can go to my blog. It's craftmosh.blogspot.com.